Zowie historically has been known as a highly credible innovator in the gaming peripheral space, from their monitors, gaming mousepads, and finally, their highly praised shape designs for their gaming mice, with their most famous being their EC series. Along with their highly regarded EC series, Zowie had released the ZA series, a symmetrical, high hump, low button height gaming mouse that definitely inspired some excellent shapes that we have today, such as Pulsar's X2H series and the Cyrox V8. However, in typical Zowie fashion, they take forever to release refreshed versions of their older peripherals, with the ECCW series arriving a whopping 13 years later. Wow, Zowie. Between 2010 and 2023, we had Occupy Wall Street, Harambe's death, the release of Logitech's G Pro series, and Brexit. And essentially, the rest of the gaming peripheral industry created great gaming mice that slowly overshadowed Zowie's gaming mice. Then suddenly, Zowie came back onto the scene with the Zowie U2, a completely new shape that felt excellent and was able to compete with the likes of Logitech's G Pro Superlight 2. This brought a newfound confidence that Zowie still clearly did care about creating new innovative gaming mice products. And now, finally, not only did we get one refresh of Zowie's old line of mice, but three at the same time, with the ZA13, S2, and the FK2. Today, we're going to determine if the ZA13-DW is worth your time. As far as the unboxing experience goes, it's pretty straightforward. First, we get the mouse, obviously, with some milky white PTFE skates underneath. Gorgeous, isn't it? Next, we get some additional skates, which are black. Next, we get the regular USB dongle, which has a USB-C connection at the end of it. Next, we get the famous Zowie docking station, which also serves as a dongle, which will make sure that my U2 dongle is also not alone. Finally, we get a rubber USB cable, which I do wish was braided considering the price that we pay for this mouse. Now, time for the build review. There's essentially no flexing or creaking. This thing is absolutely built like a tank. Even its main buttons have very little side wobble because the main clicks are actually a part of the top shell. Now let's move on to the sound test. So before the shape review, I just want to preface that I have very small hands and I also have a hybrid palm/claw grip. My hand size is 6 inches by 3 inches or 15.24 centimeters by 7.62 centimeters. And due to my hand size and grip style, a lot of mice are inaccessible for me. But the ZA13-DW absolutely works for small hands. You can see here my knuckles touching the top of the hump and my palm very locked into the back. You can also see my thumb comfortably resting also on the side of the mouse. Again, you can also see my knuckles and my palm comfortably resting on the hump of the ZA13. And not only that, but my ring and my pinky finger are able to rest comfortably in the front flare as well. Now let's talk performance. Zowie's DW series now allows up to 4K polling, an excellent welcome addition, which we actually didn't see in the Zowie U2. A higher polling rate lowers input latency and can provide highly responsive feedback. Historically, however, 1K has always performed excellent in Zowie mice, and my U2 honestly still feels amazing even on 1K polling. There's many studies and videos out there that basically show that you can hardly feel the difference, if at all, between 1K and 4K polling, but it's a welcomed addition in Zowie's mice. The ZA13-DW comes equipped with a top-of-the-line 3950 sensor and a weight of about 65 grams. Now, if you reacted, "Yuck, lobster, this mouse is 65 grams? That's way too heavy and unusable." Well, I completely disagree with your brainwashed light mouse propaganda brain. I'm not sure why there's a sudden rise in opinions that anything over 60 grams is like moving a brick. If you really believe that, then pick up a small weight and start training those baby wrists, boy. 65 grams is still very much a light mouse, and quite honestly, this obsession with sub 60 gram mice locks people out of using amazing shapes like the ZA13. Performance wise, the ZA13 feels amazing. In the past, I've tried the X2H and the X2H Mini, and they always felt alright, but slightly uncomfortable. The X2H Mini made even my small hands cramp, and the X2H felt like I was holding a Bulbasaur attached to a race car, and couldn't properly wrap my ring and pinky fingers into the front end of it. The ZA13 just felt like it addressed the shape issues my small hands had with Pulsar's mice, and gave me the hump contact that I wanted, but allowed my ring and pinky to wrap around the mouse and grip the front side comfortably. The ZA13's high hump really provides a true one-of-a-kind experience that you can't really find in any of the other mice in the market at the moment. It allowed me to have more palm and knuckle contact and actually helped a lot with my aiming stability. My tracking felt smoother, my flicking accuracy definitely felt a lot more tighter, and overall just had less jitteriness in my aim due to having more hand contact on the ZA13. As compared to my U2, where only having my lower palm contact on the mouse gave me sometimes an inconsistent aiming experience despite it being a very comfortable mouse. At the end of the day, aiming should be a consistent experience, and the ZA13 provides that by allowing me to apply more contact points on it, and in turn provide a more overall stable aiming experience. According to various biomechanical studies, when there is big changes in direction, stability is often increased by adding contact points. This scientific logic is described in this article during surfing, where while both of your feet are on the ground, and while you're turning on the wave, you can actually use your hand and put it on the surface of the wave to add more stability when you're turning. This same logic can be applied to holding a mouse, where having your knuckles, your palm, and all your fingers basically wrapped on the mouse and being contacted properly will add a layer of stability that you won't really get the same from if you're, say, fingertipping a mouse or even just claw gripping a mouse where only the lower part of your palm is really holding on to the back. Despite these studies, at the end of the day, shape is king, and I just think the ZA13 just fits my small hands in a way that a lot of other mice really don't now. Now as for pricing, the mouse is going for a whopping $150 US, pushing it towards the premium end of gaming mice. In this range, we have the likes of the Viper V3 Pro, the Superlight 2, and the Superlight 2 Dex. In my opinion, considering the mouse landscape we have and what we are able to get under even $100, naturally $150 is truthfully pretty high. But the ZA13 shape is truly like no other and triumphs over the X2H for my grip style. It truly does feel like a premium addition to the mouse market. In conclusion, the ZA13-DW is an excellent wireless refresh that is suited for small-handed palm/claw grip users, and I highly recommend it if the X2H series didn't feel right enough for those with small hands. Now equipped with a top-of-the-line sensor, the ZA13-DW's performance with its shape is truly one of a kind, and I definitely would recommend it if you can afford to get the mouse. Now, if you loved the video, feel free to leave a like. If you have any additional questions regarding the ZA13-DW, feel free to drop it in the comments below and I'll give it a reply. If there is something else you also want me to review, shoot the recommendation below in the comments. If you love this video, feel free to subscribe, but no pressure. I hope to see you all again, and thank you.